Hey guys, we're here with Shadow Systems. They've got these badass firearms you're bringing to the market. Tell us about what you bring in 2020.
Absolutely. So this is the Shadow Systems MR920. Okay, so this is what we're releasing at SHOT Show this year. We produced the MR918 for a year now. That was the gun we released last year. The MR918 and MR920 are very similar designs. They're about the same size, but the MR920 just incorporates some of the feedback that we've heard over the last year. Kind of minor tweaks, but things that might be very meaningful for some shooters. And so rather than make people wait 5 or 10 years for some improvements like a lot of the big companies do, we decided to just go ahead and do it. And so that's kind of the advantage of manufacturing your own products. And so therefore we can make those changes quickly and innovate quickly, and that's what we have. All right, so what's different about the 920? What's good about it? So the company is really built on the philosophy of, recoil control, fast, rapid shots, close range. We want to get hits quickly, and that means you have to have a gun that's very controllable, right? Less muzzle flip equals more hits. So we are designing these products with that in mind, and one of the big changes to the frame that helps with recoil control is what we call the recoil control ledge. It's just a large projection on the side of the frame where your non-firing thumb can rest and really help engage against the frame to control recoil and muzzle flip. So that's an ergonomic improvement for recoil control. We had some shooters with really giant hands say that even the MR918's extended beaver tail wasn't enough for them, and they were getting bit by the slide. So we extended the beaver tail a little bit more on the 920 frame. The advantage being you can protect someone's hand more, but also we designed it intelligently so it sweeps up toward the slide a little bit. So that little gentle curve back toward the slide helps guide your hand onto the gun if you're drawing IWB or like an imperfect situation, maybe if you have gloves on. The beaver tail is just a little more intelligently designed. We also took the corners off so it doesn't print as bad if it's under your shirt. Some guys were saying that the squared off profile of the 920 slide was digging into their side, so we knocked off the back corner, so now that corner's gone, and it just means it's a little easier to carry IWB or especially appendix if that's what you choose to do. Other things, there are other changes to the slide design, but in general, the real big change for the 920 is actually the Optic Cut. So we just submitted the patent about 2 weeks ago for the Optic Cut, and what we wanted to do was create a multi-footprint direct connect optic system that mounted the optic super low in the slide, but was actually strong. So historically, designers have had to kind of make compromises. The strongest way to connect an optic to a slide in the past was by directly machining the slide to fit the optic, and that's what we did with the MR918, and that's how the RMR would fit on the MR918. It was a direct connect. That meant that we were machining some posts in the slide to make it really strong, but if you have those posts, it only can fit that one footprint. So we wanted multi-footprint, and we wanted to do it without adapter plates and without other things that would weaken the system. And so we accomplished that actually by redesigning the inside of the slide. So this is an MR920 Optic Cut. And what we did is we relocated the extractor depressor plunger assembly forward. That means that now we have clearance for screws that can go all the way to the bottom of the slide, and we can place multiple holes. So this is now the strongest optic mount system out there, period, because the screws are almost an inch long. They go almost to the rail on the slide. So we've eliminated some of those weak systems. We've eliminated the need for an adapter plate. We've got a direct connect, and we're fitting the Loophole Delta Point Pro, the Holosuns, the RMRs, the Vortex Viper, the Shield RMS. There's others that we're still testing and kind of figuring out what all it fits. But it is, I think, a pretty big innovation, and it's one of the biggest features that we're bringing in the MR920 pistol.
I think something amazing too that a lot of people wouldn't realize, you look at this and you think someone just sent you a Glock 19 and you manufactured it, but this is an entirely in-house built firearm. All you guys do it.
Yeah, so the company started out in the aftermarket Glock space, and we were doing modified pistols, and we were doing slides and barrels, and we learned a lot of good lessons about what makes a gun better, what do you really want to do versus what do you want to kind of leave on the table in a combat gun. So we do use the operating system of a Glock because frankly we think it's the most proven system out there, but after that there's a lot of differences, and they're mostly related to how you interact with the gun. Let me give you an example. So we've designed an interchangeable backstrap system that is about the point of the pistol. It's not about how big your hands are. I don't care how big your hands are, bro. I don't care. I care where the gun points when you're holding it. I want to make sure that under stress, if you're just indexing on something quickly, and pulling the trigger that you have an intuitive understanding of where the rounds are going to go. So the backstrap system actually changes the angle of the grip. It either raises or lowers the muzzle. So you can tune the frame in to match your natural point of aim, and it all comes with the gun. It comes with the back straps. It comes with a tool to remove them. It comes with a magazine well. It's all part of the package. And considering that the guns start out at about $7.99, that's pretty hard to beat.
That really is. And I mean, that price point is really what's got got me jumping out of my shoes, because usually you see a firearm looks like this and you're thinking $1,300, $1,400, $2,000.
Yes.
But you're starting off $7.99.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
a lot of that is
attainable for a lot of people.
It is, and a lot of that is just the magic of doing manufacturing in-house. And there are a lot of companies that just don't. And so Shadow Systems has invested a tremendous amount in our own capability so that we can control our quality and we can control our cost. And so rather than keep all that for ourselves, we share it with our retailers, we share it with our customers in terms of the price point that they get. And I think that's a very powerful part of the offer.
That's amazing. Hey, thanks so much for talking to us, Trevor.
Oh, my pleasure, man.
And guys, definitely check out Shadow Systems, made in the USA in Texas, so it's got to be good, right?